Princeton researchers, top researchers, have measured ESP waves off of hundreds of people. It's happening with everyone. Some people stronger than others. And that our brains are picking up each other's sixth sense communication. But it's really amazing because they can measure them. They can specifically, it's like you can have a detector that, picks up Wi-Fi or picks up magnetic fields or picks up microwaves. We're putting off ultra low frequency, and what they're picking up is just one aspect in the third dimension of the electrochemical cones we have in our brains that they've got studies on, that they see are firing information through into another dimension. They're seeing wavelengths out of our brain that disappear. Comprende? So, I mean, we're basically just giant communication towers, and our eyeballs and everything, we're down here, creations of God, not God, but made in his image. Basically, we are God's nanotech. We are God's AI. He's the original intelligence. We're the artificial intelligence. We're biological. And we worship him. We love the sunset. We love the birdies. We love our children. We love all this stuff. This is stuff God likes. God likes beef fajitas, folks. God likes the way the moon looks and the sun looks. God likes all the galaxies. God likes us. God likes the sparrow in the field. The Bible says, I love the sparrow of the field so much. It's just incredible. And I love you a million times more, to butcher and paraphrase it. And that's why this stuff's all so cool. That's why it's so amazing, because God made it. It's God's artwork. Let that sink in a little bit. Princeton researchers, top researchers, have measured ESP waves off of hundreds of people. It's happening with everyone. Some people stronger than others. And that our brains are picking up each other's sixth sense communication, and that people can be in totally different buildings, but then be able to pick up the waves and pick up even who's doing it. And of course, this has always been known. You're sitting there walking through the woods on your own property. You've walked on the property 1,000 times. You feel somebody looking at you. You turn right to where they are, start walking through the woods. And then about 100 yards down, you see someone in a tree illegally hunting with a bow on your property, and they couldn't even see you at first. You couldn't really see them. You felt you were being looked at. You turned and you walked down, and there they were. Then they start climbing out of the tree. Oh, sorry, I'm in the wrong place. That's a true story. I just told you about my grandmother's property. Another time, one of my cousins was hunting on the property, and I felt the presence. Driving along on a four-wheeler, all of a sudden feel a presence, stop, turn, look up, 30 yards away, cousin's waving at me in a tree stand. We all know about this. In fact, it's so powerful with the Aborigines in Australia that they've done university studies decades ago, that they'll be in mines 1,000, 1,500 miles away from where their ancestral village is. Doesn't have electricity and is literally, again, in some cases 500 miles from a town. And they will say, my mother is sick, or my mother just died, or my father is sick, or my brother just got hurt. And they'll say, because they're good workers, they'll say, I got to go. And they go, absolutely. And they'll put them on an airplane and fly them there. And every time they're right. The day my grandmother died, and she wasn't even sick at the time. She'd been sick, but she was, the night before, I called my dad. I hadn't seen her probably in 6 months. I said, we got to go see Meemaw in East Texas tomorrow. He said, yeah, I've got a feeling about that too. I haven't seen her in a few months. He goes, I'll be over to pick you up about 6 a.m. Well, I was on Coast to Coast AM that night, totally exhausted. He comes in, makes me get up. I go, let me take a bath. Don't normally do baths a lot, but I'm like, he's in there, get out of the bathtub. I say, no, I'll follow you. I get out, I'm about 30 minutes behind him. I was going to ride with him. And he gets to the house right as she's having her last breaths. And I get there 30 minutes after she dies. And it was just like, we have to go see your mother tomorrow, my grandmother. Yes, I know. She's going to die tomorrow. And so what was wild about it is a preacher down the road, wasn't even her preacher, but she taught him in school. She was a school teacher. Forget his name, really nice fellow, Protestant guy. He felt, he only would go see her like every couple of weeks. He felt she was about to die. And he showed up 30 minutes before she died. And 5 minutes before my dad, and she's in there saying, yeah, I feel bad for my sons and my grandkids, but I want to turn loose. I want to go. And he just walked her through it and said, it's okay. And because she'd been fighting all night and I don't want to breathe. And she just stopped breathing and died right there. My dad came in just minutes before she died. That's the power of this, folks. She's 200 miles away. And I knew. And there's so many other cases and examples of all this. And I know, and I have the feeling, I know it's real, but it's beyond just ESP. You call it telepathy, you call it time travel. I mean, that's how on election night, 2024, I have this feeling Trump will announce at 1:27. And the Spirit's told me, no, people need to see this. When you have these feelings, you need to put this out. Because this isn't a message from humans. This is a message from God, from the angels, from the ether. I can tell the difference in the feelings. And so I kind of questioned it and said, well, how do I make this not look kooky? Hey, Owen, remember he's in the other studio. I go, on air, when do you think they'll announce he's won? We haven't even confirmed he's won yet. It's like 10 o'clock at night. And Owen goes, I think in about an hour. He said the time. And I said 1:27. I didn't think to say the time zone. It was 1:27 exactly Central. And I'd forgot about it. And we were during a break. I was eating some pizza, playing a promo. And Wes, the oldest engineer here, he's been here like 24 years. He comes running out of the break room and he goes, look at the TV. Look at the time. And the atomic clock flips over to 1:27. We're watching it count down. We got atomic clocks in all the offices, and you can see them right here on the walls. And Trump walks up on stage, everything. And then with 10 seconds to go, says, thank you very much. Thank you. Yes, we won. Boom. And the crew all saw it. But it's like that. It's not like I do that stuff here and there and then it's ever wrong. It's never wrong. I mean, it's happened to me hundreds and hundreds of times. I'm already going there. I said I'd cover it later. Where I get woken up by the presence of the Holy Spirit. And I don't like to sleep with phones on. I like to sleep with clocks in the room. Sometimes, if I'm out of town or something, I'll put one in a drawer and put it on alarm, but it annoys me. I'll stick the phone in the bathroom next to the bedroom off. And I got an internal clock. I really never have a problem waking up. And I'll go, okay. And it's like, get up, go turn the phone on. And I go over and turn it on. Okay, it's going to be, 1:37. Phone boots up, 1:37, okay. And now it's even gotten down to the point like, oh, you think this is some kind of parlor trick. You don't believe this. 14 seconds till it flips. Count down now. But it's like instant, 14 seconds. And I start going 13, 12, 11, 10, and then right when it goes to 0, I'm like, okay, what do you want me to do? Go sit in the kitchen, make a cup of coffee, and open your mind up because we've got important information that you've been ignoring. Because it's the quiet voice of God. It's the quiet voice of the Most High. It's quiet, unless it's like Saul, who God like screams at and knocks him off the horse. I mean, that can happen too. But sometimes God just grabs people and throws them around a little bit. That's never happened to me. It's more of move the Star Destroyer out of the asteroid belt so you get a better transmission. Use a Star Wars analogy. So I said I'd get to that later. I kind of just said it there. But it's really amazing because they can measure them. They can specifically, just like you can have a detector that, picks up Wi-Fi or picks up magnetic fields or picks up microwaves. We're putting off ultra low frequency. The thing about ultra low frequency is that it goes through things instantly. That's what submarines use to communicate through the magnetic earth on one's on the Pacific and one's up at the North Pole. And then these submarines fire this ultra low frequency system they've had since the 50s. And then at reading stations on the other side of the planet, they have these giant wires laid out on the ground so it basically goes through the earth pretty much instantly. It travels through the water and then the stone, through the magnetic core, molten core, nickel core, right through. And so, of course, it's ultra low frequency. It's not light speed, but it's close. And what they're picking up is just one aspect in the third dimension of the electrochemical cones we have in our brains that they've got studies on, that they see are firing information through into another dimension. They're seeing wavelengths out of our brain that disappear. Comprende? So, I mean, we're basically just giant communication towers, and our eyeballs and everything, we're down here, creations of God, not God, but made in his image. Basically, we are God's nanotech. We are God's AI. He's the original intelligence. We're the artificial intelligence. We're biological. And we worship him. We love the sunset. We love the birdies. We love our children. We love all this stuff. This is stuff God likes. God likes beef fajitas, folks. God likes the way the moon looks and the sun looks. God likes all the galaxies. God likes us. God likes the sparrow in the field. The Bible says, I love the sparrow of the field so much. It's just incredible. And I love you a million times more, to butcher and paraphrase it. And that's why this stuff's all so cool. That's why it's so amazing, because God made it. It's God's artwork. Let that sink in a little bit. And so you're not just communicating with other humans. You have telepathy with, it's been proven, with dolphins, with birds, with cats, with all living things. You have telepathy. And you have telepathy with a tree. So they've had studies for 100 years that if you're loving to a tree and loving to a plant, even if you give it the same amount of water, same amount of light, in the same room, if you go up and tell a plant, I hate you, and scream at it and play Slayer or Slipknot to it, it dies. Seriously. If you play it Beethoven and tell you it love it, it just grows and grows and grows and it starts having babies and everything else. It starts going to seed. So if you tell a human you love them, see, that's the thing about dogs particularly, is they're extremely psychic. They've done studies on it, like dolphins. And they pick up on everything you're thinking and what you're doing. And you pick up on them. So there's this empathetic, super intense thing. Some people live longer that have dogs because they're sweet and you love them and they come get close to you and everything, but it's all, you're really, you're interfacing with something very powerful. You think just its nose can smell a bandana on somebody and track them 3,000 miles? A bloodhound's nose is nothing compared to its sixth sense. Because every cell in your body is a transceiver. You are a broadcast receiving system.
We've got to get to a point where we are self-sufficient again, Texas. And when it comes to health, also food, our food needs to be clean, number one. It just needs to be clean. And
Florida has pointed out, put that back on screen, all these major brands have got hundreds of times the glyphosate you should have.
Glyphosate.
Absolutely. Well, your doctor tells us what that does.
Oh, this is gonna change your brain. This is going to set you up.
It erases your blood-brain barrier.
Oh yeah.
So it's really an accelerant or an adjuvant. Adds a lot everything in there. Explain that.
It destroys the blood-brain barrier. So that's a protective thing that happens between the cerebral spinal fluid and your fluids inside the brain and the things that attack it from the outside. Once that barrier is depleted, then it's subject to all kinds of heavy metals, things that get sprayed from the sky, right? Barium, aluminum, all these things that it protects you from. Why methylene blue works, it counters that. It's
let me ask you that. 45 minutes in, you feel it, Doc?
Yeah, I feel pretty good.
Be honest though, you got your own special brand. Is this good or what?
No, this is the same effect I'm getting, but it feels right. Yeah, it feels right. Yeah, it's a little easier to take. Yeah.
By easier, what do you mean compared
just
to
in the way it feels, just going down, drinking it. But it's
So this one tastes better, but it's as good as the one your doctor gave.
Yeah.
Wow, so your doctor must have a good one.
We'll see. We'll go down the road a little ways. I'll text you.
Guys, get him a couple bottles of this. I need Doc Chambers endorsing this.
I'm not getting it for free, but I'll definitely help.
No, you're getting it down. Come on. Free your blood. It's amazing. Powered by methylene blue, ultra methylene blue at theologistore.com. Unlimited power.
Volunteer power.